Morning folks, how are we doing? So look, I managed to drag out the head torch. It was like just a floating head talking on the phone. So I hope you're well. Midweek, it's pretty miserable out there. However, lives don't have to be miserable, right? So I want to talk to you about something that I was plagued with for an awful long time and still do get plagued with every now and then. And that's the want to always wanting more. Okay, always wanting more out of life. And you might be that guy who is busting his nuts off, working seriously hard, you know, because what they have just isn't enough and they just want more. You know, they want the bigger house, they want the nicer car, they want the bigger holidays. Okay? They want to go out more, they want to do more, or want more. And that's all good. And there's nothing wrong with being ambitious, and there's nothing wrong with driving for better things in life. But usually it comes at a cost, and it come at a cost for me an awful lot. And I'm going to just sort of go through a couple of those things and how it kind of didn't really go very well for me and how it kind of went wrong with that mentality. Or when you go a little bit obsessed with it, and you do. When you want more, when you're just like, I want a fucking bigger house, I want a nice car, I want to go on those holidays, you suddenly forget the rest of the world and you go tunnel vision on that goal. You go tunnel vision on those areas that you want to improve and you want more. And suddenly you forget everything that's important, which we'll go into now. So it's not always a healthy thing. It's not always a healthy emotion to want more or a need, you know. Do you ask yourself why you need a bigger house? Why you need a bigger car? Why you've got to be fitter? Why a half marathon in 1:35 isn't quick enough? Why your 5k time isn't quick enough? Why your deadlift isn't heavy enough? You know, when you want more in exercise, usually you push yourself harder and you tend to injure yourself. You tend to push yourself too soon. You tend not to be patient. And that always wanting more, the impatience tends to kill us. You know, waiting around for it, you know, especially in business, in health, those type of things, those type of areas and subjects. We always sometimes get very impatient about like wanting the next level of success, wanting more success, etc. And it can end up hampering our own progress. Now, the way that it happened to me in a negative light was because suddenly I was working, let's talk about it in a work sense. Suddenly I was working in an awful lot of hours, and it was distracting me from, you know, the things that were really important in life. Family, time with my family, my health in terms of stress and frustration and overwhelm. And those things really took a hit because I was so zeroed in on trying to make a better life for everybody else when all they wanted was their dad, all they wanted was their husband or partner. They didn't really care about the bigger house like you did or the nicer car. They were happy with what they had. You know, and if I look at my life now, we've got a nice little 3-bedroom house, you know, little terraced house. We've got a Citroen Picasso in a van. We're doing all right, but sometimes you just like, I want more. Like I want a bigger house. It's stressful, but I think the thing that I learned that turned things around for me was gratitude. Was being grateful for what I had. When you look at what so many people don't have, and what you do have, you suddenly become very humbled and appreciative of the things that you have in life. And this really relates to your state of mind. Everything relates to your state of mind. When you see the world in a different light, through a different set of eyes, you act differently. You appreciate more what you have, rather than striving for the next success, right? And this is healthy. And this is where it all comes down to. And this is where sometimes we can struggle mentally, because we put ourselves under so much self-pressure because we want more. Because what happens is you go down this little rabbit hole of trying to figure out exactly what you have to do to improve what you're doing already, because you think everybody else wants it, and they don't. And the only person that struggles is you and your mindset and the stress that comes with it and the frustration. You don't work out because you don't prioritise any time to work out, because you just want more of whatever it is. But unless it is a challenge, unless you are becoming obsessed with achieving more in your running, in your lifting, then maybe you're distracted. Maybe work takes the hit because you're spending too many hours in the gym, too many hours on the road. You know, you're not spending enough time at the family. I had a chat with a guy actually the other day, one of the guys from the Brotherhood, and we were talking about he was struggling with setting goals. So we were talking about goals, and I was going, okay, well, he was going, I've been in the Brotherhood for 6 weeks. You know, I'm starting to knuckle down to a good routine. I've got some sustainability, you know, and I just don't know where to go with this. And I was like, well, how about after the first 12 weeks, we look at a half marathon and see if you can achieve that? He goes, yeah, I'm definitely in for that. I'm definitely in for that. You know, I want to achieve that. He goes, the only problem is, you know, I did one 10 years ago and I did 1:25, but I'm not going to get anywhere near that. So I'm just like, I'm not sure. And because he missed the point of the achievement of getting back onto it, and because he set himself that self-pressure immediately from something that was 10, 15 years ago, he nearly didn't go down that route and try and achieve it. So if you think about it, for that great guy to go away and run 13 miles again for the first time in 10 to 15 years is a massive, massive achievement. And you have to look at this and bring it back down to roots and just go, the achievement of just finishing is far superior than the time. The journey leading up to it, the 12 weeks worth of hard work of making time and sacrificing time to make sure that you are training, to improving your running, okay, saves time, okay? It's a very, very important process. It's a big point here, because instead of wanting more, okay, instead of going into it going, I'm going to get 130, completely knackering himself out, completely injuring himself, completely forgetting about all obligations around him. I mean, he could probably throw his life into it for 12 weeks, okay, and achieve maybe 130. Or he could live a balanced life. He could structure his routine just to complete the 13 miles, and then look 6 months down the line to then improve his time. So you see, in that scenario, in that case, in that example, okay, the wanting more will end up taking over your life. The understanding of just being grateful to finish and having the achievement to finish gives you that balanced life. And if you take that into any situation where you are in right now, if you're listening on the podcast or the live feed, then you can relate that to your own personal experience where you are right now and think to yourself, well, I'm self-obsessing about this because I want more, but how is it affecting? What are the ripple effects from that? Okay, family, health, personal development, okay, they're all out of balance because you're so obsessed with this one thing of wanting more. And that was pretty much what I did when I self-assessed my life. I looked at it and I was going, all I'm doing is focusing on my business. All I want to do is achieve in business. However, I'm not reading, I'm not learning, I'm not studying, I'm not training, I'm not spending quality time at home. I'm getting stressed, I'm getting ranty, I'm getting short with the people that matter. Does that make sense? So it's just really having a little bit of self-awareness. Again, everything comes down to self-fucking-awareness. Everything comes down to self-awareness. You know, you're probably sitting there going, oh my God, that's me. I'm self-obsessing about this, self-obsessing about this. And it's just really about, putting things into perspective, having a little bit more self-awareness. Do you really need more? Could you be just happy with what you've got and have a nice balanced life and pay more attention to things that matter? Right, guys, I hope you have a great day. If you're listening on podcast, what I want you to do right now is finish, scroll down, please drop me a review. It'd be massively appreciated. And tell a couple of your friends about the podcast that you think it might help. Please share this video if you're listening. Just click share and how it might help some of your guys and your friends. If you know anyone that's a little bit self-obsessed and always driving for more, then please share that with them now. Look at the state of this rain, miserable as shit. Okay, I'm going to go and train a couple of friends in the gym. But have a great day, and I'll catch you soon.